What's up, people? Still out. Haven't been able to get back to home. Been pretty much out most of the day. We're out in the grounds. The sun is about to set. I said, well, you know what? Let me chill out here before I go home. I decided to stream a little something and talk a little bit about boxing. So I was thinking about the Keith Thurman versus Manny Pacquiao stuff, and I after putting it all together, I thought that Keith Thurman's going to win this fight. Most definitively, he's going to win this fight. And Manny Pacquiao is going to put up a hell of a fight still. But he's not going to be what everybody expects, because I think Keith Thurman is going to be able to control him to some degree. It's going to be very action-packed, kind of like a Marcos Maidana, Floyd Mayweather Jr. fight, the first one. But at the end of the day, Keith Thurman is going to be the one really landing the more telling punches, I think, in the fight. And not just the more telling punches, but also he'd be having the better defense, I think, at the end of the day. But it's going to be a hell of a performance by Manny Pacquiao. He's going to keep on coming. He's going to keep on bringing the heat. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Wanted to talk to you guys about another thing in the sport of boxing. Because, we talk boxing mostly. That's what we do here. We talk boxing. We don't play partisan games. We don't do all of that shit. Anything you see me talk, I always give a reasoning behind it that has to do with boxing, right? So, talking strictly boxing. A lot of people don't understand how much it takes from a person after a fight. So a boxer or fighter, after having fought a professional fight, there is actually a certain amount of procedures that you have to go through so that you can recover properly. Some people, they don't have to recover much because they didn't get hit much. But for most of the boxers who, go to a pretty much a telling fight and they got damage, they got liver injury and all of that stuff, you have to recoup. You have to restore your body. You have to rest. Besides resting, you also have to take the necessary things. What's that? Oh, that's really dry. Yeah, anyway, the necessary things you need to be able to sustain yourself in these sort of things. Just want to show you guys where I am. I'm in a field right now near what is called the Etihad grounds, and that area you see there with that red band vehicle and then a bus going by, that's called the bus route. And over on this side here is the main road. So I'm between two roads. I'm in a field, a football field, but some people call it soccer field. The Americans call it soccer field. I call it football field. And this is one of the grounds or parks. And then across there, you can see there's another ground or park there. So I'm just kind of sitting down below a tree, chilling, talking to you guys. All right? And the sun is setting. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful atmosphere, beautiful ambience, great weather. I mean, you can't beat the weather here. There's only rain or sun. That's all you get. It's not cold ever. It's very hot sometimes. But, it's great weather. It's tropical climate. So, it is what it is. Anyways, man, back to what I was saying. So, while I'm living in paradise, where you guys would love to vacation, so I wanted to say that besides the Manny Pacquiao Keith Thurman fight, I was saying that boxers have to recoup after fights, no matter what kind of fight. You see sometimes boxers taking massages. You have boxers going and icing down in an ice bath. You have boxers who they go into a pool and they're just kind of relaxing in a pool. At the end of the day, what people don't know is at the end of a fight, just like at the end of sparring or some extraneous workout, or especially if you got damage, you gotta ice down the area. You have to be able to get treated for certain things, and then you have to rest a little bit before you get up and you move around again. Because some of these guys are so top level and so experienced, they actually some people have to go to the hospital and get checked out as well. It's a very, very brutal sport, boxing is, and a lot of times people don't understand just how at the top level, the top tier level, how much precautions and how much procedures boxers have to go through. They have to sign so many different documents. They have to check off different things to say that they don't have any injuries or any problems with their bodies. So there's a lot of other stuff that goes on behind the scenes that a lot of people don't know about. And as I proceed more towards trying to get my first bout in boxing, and my first real fight, I'm beginning to realize all these intricacies in there. So I decided I would share that with you guys. As you know, you guys may not know that in boxing there's a lot of things you have to sign, a lot of waivers, a lot of shit you have to do. And that's crazy. And so I'm just advising people that, you know, it's a very dangerous sport. You know, the guys at the top level, they know what to do to protect themselves. But if, you know, a lot of people with a lot of promise have been wrecked in the boxing ring. Some people have even died in the boxing ring because they didn't take the necessary precautions, or because they took certain things for granted and their lives went. So boxing is a sport which is, it's called a blood sport, and it's not, you can't play boxing. Boxing is dangerous, especially professional boxing. Amateur boxing is a little bit different. Professional boxing is very dangerous. Okay, so what you see these guys doing in that ring where they're going after each other, they could possibly kill each other. You have to understand how dangerous this sport is. So I understand people's concern about Manny Pacquiao, that, you know, he might die in the ring or, you know, get seriously hurt, but he's trained and he's put the necessary provisions in place to ensure that he is as safe as possible in that boxing ring. Now, there's another thing you need to understand. If you look at Pernell Whitaker, he was talking with a sort of slur. Shane Mosley talks with a little bit of slur. No matter who you are, you're going to get some brain damage in boxing. No matter who you are, it's that dangerous a sport. And so you have to take those necessary precautions, and that's why Floyd Mayweather always talks about, you know, people being taking as much punishment as possible, because you get punishment in sparring, you get punishment in the actual boxing event, you get punishment, you carry your body through punishment just in training alone, not just sparring or anything, and the body has to recoup from all of that. So just remember, this is a very dangerous sport. I would advise you and encourage a lot of people out there to check out Eric Bradley's The Fight Doctor, Master Boxing. Check out Master Boxing. You can check out World Class Boxing. You can check out Precision Striking. You can check out Troy Killer Entertainment King. You check out all these guys. These guys, they box. They deal with boxing. And I want to say that a lot of people, I see a lot of people, popular opinion is saying that, you know, Keith Thurman will beat, that Manny Pacquiao will beat Keith Thurman. Trust me, popular opinion is wrong on this one. And I expect Keith Thurman to come through with the victory. He's a very, very smart, intelligent boxer, and I expect him to win. I expect Pacquiao to bring it. I expect Keith Thurman to have an answer. This has nothing to do with age. This just has to do with intelligence in that ring. And as experienced as Pacquiao is, I think Keith Thurman has figured him out and got his number. So I expect Keith Thurman to win. I don't expect him to knock out Pacquiao. I don't even expect him to drop Pacquiao. But I do expect him to dictate. I expect him to win. I expect him to control Pacquiao. So look out for that. With respect to the other fights over the weekend, Dillian Whyte versus Oscar Rivas, I can't tell you much until I see what Oscar Rivas can do. Look at the level of opposition. He hasn't really faced a level of opposition that Dillian Whyte has faced. But we'll see what he can do, bring to the table, his style of fighting, and I probably will tell you a little bit more about who I think will win in that fight. And there's a bunch of other fights. Caleb Truax versus Mike Lee. Louis Neary versus... I heard that that John Molina pulled out from the fight with Sergey Lipnitz. So that's fucked up. You know, hopefully Sergey Lipnitz can get a replacement opponent for tomorrow, so he can fight tomorrow, because that's fucked up. You know, Lipnitz is a very good boxer, and I would have wanted to see that. I know you'd have beat John Molina there, but you know, that is just terrible that Lipnitz is can't get an opponent right now. Shout out to the person who just gave me a like. Don't forget to like to my channel. I'm going to try and set up the internet stuff for you guys to be able to donate to my channel via the internet. I have to talk to Tommy Tempera a little bit more about that. Shout out to Tommy Tempera and all he's doing for boxing. I got to go home. I'm going to check you guys out a little bit later. I got a limited amount of minutes on this phone, so But much love to you guys. Catch you guys later. All right, peace. I'm out.